Hi everyone, thanks for joining this video today where we are going to draw out this hat and scarf. It's part of a series of winter themed drawings that I'm going to do over January and February. Last week was this lovely cup of hot chocolate, so you'll be able to find that on my channel. What we're going to do today is draw this, and then we're going to move on. There'll be other videos coming out where we paint them in watercolors, acrylics, and also marker pens. So let's get started. Now you can see above in the corner there is a small picture of what we're going to start with. Now if you want the actual download, so you have the full printout, you need to go over to the community tab and they'll be there. You'll see a link for you to download them, or you can subscribe to my website, which is linked below, heartanddesign.org.uk, and then you can join along and have the printouts in front of you just like mine is here. Okay, so the first step is to just get the initial outline of the drawing in place. So if you're working on A4 paper like I am, this is a square design. So I'm just going to very gently draw a line at the top and the bottom of my paper, and it's so gentle you can hardly see it. There's a line there and there's a line there. So I'm just chopping off about, what's that, about 4 centimeters from the top and the bottom to make it kind of square in the middle of the paper, and it gives me an idea of where to start. So up in this top corner here, this is where we're going to start with the bobble. So I'm going to do it exactly the same as on the screen, but you don't have to. Just use lots of little semicircle curls. I know it's difficult to see in pencil, but we will be going over it in pen after, so don't worry. And we're basically just doing these little curls all around the outside to give the impression of a bubbly bubble. Okay, so that's the first thing you need to draw. Then we're going to do the outline lines of the shape of the hat, which again is 2 semicircles. I hope you can see that okay. I wonder if it's better with that light off. Not sure which. I think it's about the same, isn't it? That's too dark really. Okay, so you'll have those 2 outline shapes, just curves coming round to make the top of the hat. So make sure that they come out a little bit of distance from where the bobble is on both sides. Then we're going to draw another rounded shape, kind of joining the 2 together. Okay, you can see in the picture. Then we're going to come round slightly above where you started that line, and we're going to curl it round from the back and then come almost straight down, but we're going to wibble the line a bit, and you can see that up in the design above. Then we're going to come along and curl the hat down. Now don't worry about the fact that the scarf is there, okay? To get the shape of the hat, which is the first thing we're drawing, we just need to draw the whole thing and then we can rub out that corner afterwards, okay? So we're going to draw the scarf in now. So to draw the scarf, come down about halfway where you've drawn the hat side there, okay? And then I would say, well, I'll tell you what we'll do. Come in, it's difficult to say, it's about 1/4 of the way along the hat, maybe 1/5, and draw a top line there, okay, and give it a wibble. Remember, it doesn't have to be exactly the same on the picture. I'm having to make it the same on the picture because I want you to see me create what's there. So come down and then come along, and almost like it's sort of a rectangular shape but with a little curve to it. Okay, it's got a little bubble right there. And then what I need you to do is to come up, but then leave it, okay? Then you're going to come down from this side to about here. Just leave it for the minute, all right? Because this is the trickiest bit. Now, where you had left that little bit there, we're going to come round and make a funny little circle that joins that line. Can you see? That little curve there. If you can't see it now, I'm going to go over it in pen and you can see it then. That creates the curve that we need that will make it 3D. Then from here, we're going to come round and make another wibbly line that kind of follows the top one. So that's another fold of the scarf. And then from here, we're going to, sorry, we've already come around here, but we're going to imagine the scarf is here, and I'm going to do this lightly, and coming round to here, and I know I can press a bit harder here because there won't be a glove there. Okay, so just press really lightly. Don't do what I'm doing, pressing hard, because you won't be able to rub it out, but I need you to see it. So make sure you're just pressing really, really lightly. Then we want to come in and draw the bottom of the scarf that's coming this way. So from about, I would say, if we start here, can you see where the curl comes in? We're going to start there because I think that's the easiest point. Then do like a wiggly kind of S line. It's like an S and then another S. It's just a wiggle down for your scarf. Then do another angled curve line. And then we need to kind of join it up to about here. So we're going to do that. Okay, now at the moment, you can still see lines that are going to be gone in a minute once we've drawn everything in. Okay, so the next, sorry, it's my phone pinging away. The next thing we're going to do is draw in the gloves. Okay, now the gloves come over the top of the scarf. So that's why you need to press lightly, unlike me. Now for the scarves, I'm going to draw a curved line here. A smaller curved line, I would say that one, yeah, here, yeah, and then kind of gonna come across and round and then come along there. Right, so we've kind of got like a, it would have been a square shape, wouldn't it? But it's kind of squashed in the corners. So then we're going to come up and do the thumb. Take your time. You won't want to be going as fast as me. And then I'm going to come straight across to draw that first finger. And I'm just now going in little lines because I've got to draw over something and I want to make sure I'm getting it right. And then here is the other finger, which comes to about here. Then we've got another finger. And then all we've got of this finger is a line and it's hidden underneath. Okay, so I'm going to draw that line in quickly of the top of that glove because it's quite easy. It's just a rectangle, but then you've curved the two sides. Do you see that? Remember, I'm going quite fast because I'm trying to keep it, for anyone on here that's more slightly advanced, keep it going. But you can always pause and slow it down. Right, so now I've done that, I'm going to come down at an angle in almost a straight line and make my first little glove finger. Then I'm going to come across and do another hook shape, which makes my other finger, and then again, and then again. And this one comes all the way down because here we're going to have a thumb cutting into it. Okay, so that's all that done. Easier than you thought, I hope. So now I have to come in and I'm just going to erase the lines that are behind, the things we don't need. We certainly don't need the scarf in there, so that's coming away. You can always leave them in if you want to until the very end when everything's done in pen. However, I like to just get rid of them. Oh, and there's that corner there as well, isn't there? That's where the hat came in. So I'm going to curve round here. And we are now just putting in some extra little details and another curl in the inside. And this is basically just going to start to give it some interest. So we're going to put another line in here and then another line in here. So that's the first two stages. At this point, can I please say, if you haven't already, do subscribe, click the notification bell. And don't forget, all the printouts for these, all you have to do is sign up on the website and you'll get them. Right, that's that done. So let's go on to the next one. We're ready. Next picture, as you can see on the screen, we're starting to put some of the decoration in. Now, the first thing I think I'm going to do is the bobble. Now, it's literally lots of little circles with circles around them. Okay, so we're just going to go in and do some of these. I'm not copying it as it is on there. I'm just going to do my own thing. And that's what I encourage you to do as well. Because it's really difficult to copy things exactly when they are on something else. So do a lot of these little sort of bouncy lines. I call them bouncy lines because they give the impression of movement. Do lots of different size curls, and then you're pretty much done, really. Okay, so that's the bobble done. Now we're going to come to the lines. So what I would do is I'd find roughly the middle and do a slightly curved one coming down the front. Okay, then this one is split into 2 over here, and then this one is split into 3. So you kind of need to make sure you can get 3 in. So I'm putting 1 there and 1 there. So that one's curving. They're curving as though they're coming around that center point, and that gives the 3D effect. Now with the hat lines, it's not so much of a bother. They're just coming from one end to the other with a little wibble wobble. Give it a little movement, make it slightly 3D by giving it that shape rather than just completely straight lines. Okay, then we're going to do the same with the scarf. So we're going to come across here. That line was very, very close to the top. And then we've got the next one further down here. I may not be doing it exactly as it is up there, but I'm doing as close as I possibly can. I think there was another one here. Okay, right, and then we're going to come up and we're just going to keep doing these almost straight, but they are actually very curved lines. I'm going to come along and add. This one's kind of sweeping over a bit more, isn't it? There we go. And then, of course, we're going in a different direction coming this way. So we need to make sure we've put those in as well. But we're doing exactly the same thing. They're just lines. And they are coming from the top end to the other. Kind of guiding them into this point a little bit here. Can you see they're all coming this way a bit because of the curve in the scarf, and this one here was coming this way just slightly, and that helps give the movement on the scarf. So we also have to put the decorations on the bottom. So they're basically the letter U, and then they've got a little ball on, which will need to be coloured in black eventually. And then they've got tassels on. Okay, and I'm only going to do the tassels roughly, because when we come and do the black in a bit, we will add that in more detail. I just want to do it roughly. And it's the same here. Lots of letter U's. That's all you need to keep doing. Again, I'm trying as much to stick to the exact drawing for you guys, so you can see exactly how it is on the screen and how to get it as close to that as possible. There we go. I'd say we're there. All right, so now the gloves. They've got little ends to the gloves, so I'm just going to draw those in quickly. And then it's the patterns. Now here, when we do the patterns, first of all you have to do the underside, coming from the middle part, the middle curve, out to the outside curve, and then we're going to do the bigger ones coming this way. So you can kind of see they go here, but then they ripple round that band that we made here with the 2 kind of curves like that. It's like a hook. So they come around and then they hook around there. And what we're creating there is the 3D-ness, that there's like a band of wool there. Okay. And another one here. And then just some little ones coming around here to join the back. So you can see that effect there, that we've created a nice kind of little band. So then we come to this one as well. We do the same thing. Here we just got a little curve. We've got our curve, then our hook on the end, our curve, then a hook. Then we come around to here, a curve, then a hook, and just do a few more until you get to the end, and then it kind of curves the other way. Okay, so that's that level done. I think we've done everything, haven't we? Yes. So now we come to the final level really, and it's putting in all of the detail. Now you can put in as much or as little as this as you want. You can put your own kind of designs on and patterns, so go with it how you want. So I'm going to do the ripply one here. Okay, and then so it's basically just a wiggly line all the way down. I'm on camera. Yeah, okay, and then this one here is triangles, so I'm just going to draw the triangles first. What we'll do is any colouring that needs to be done, we'll do that at the end. We'll miss the line again, and this one is just like all kinds of weird little squiggly shapes, so do what you want on there or copy what's on there. I will get it as close to what's on there for you. There we go. So that's the funny little wiggly one. Now we've got basically dots, which again will come in and colour afterwards. Please draw them by hand. They don't have to be perfect, and they look better if they're not, to be honest. So try not to think, oh, I need to draw round something to draw those circles. No, just do it with your hand. We'll colour them after, remember. Right, we're coming to the next line, which is another wiggly line. So skip one. And then we have our wiggly line. I actually didn't go underneath that one, did I? Let's do that. And then we skip a line and we've got triangles again. Skip a line and then we've got our funny little mixed up patterns. Again, just do it how you want to do it. Then we skip a line. Then we've got our circles again. Remember, again, they'll come to life more once we colour them in. So now we're going to go around this curly part of the scarf, and not the outer edge, but this inner one here. We're just going to put some little curls in like that, because what that does, and then again, around that part, it really emphasises that kind of material curving round. So that's what that's for. Right, here we're going to pretend it's the circle line in that top little corner bit. Okay, we can't really see much else from that because there's not much room on that one. Then we leave a gap and we're going to put that nice curly pattern one in that's kind of a bit different. And again, it's just lots of wriggly lines. Do it how you want. I'm kind of copying, but then also kind of not. Right, so that's one line. Skip a line, and then we've got triangles in, and then we've got the circles in. Right, and then we're going to skip a line and we're going to come in here and do another one of those curvy ones. Doesn't really matter how much you do it, how much you change it or make it look the same, because it will just look like a pattern to the eye. Here we are, we missed a line and we're going into the triangles, and then we come underneath, and I think I think I've missed a line here, so there should have been a line here. So we've got squiggles, not in that longer one but in the smaller space, so we're going to come in with some squiggles there. Then this one around here is the triangle, but remember, you can do whatever patterns you want. Yeah, it doesn't have to be what's on there. Okay, we missed a line and then we come to here and we've got a wiggly line on this one. That's the one that was the first one we did. And then we've got our circles again on the bottom one. So again, just pop circles anywhere you want them. And then we'll do the dots and things when we do the detail with a pen at the end. Now, in terms of the hats, it's all about putting in detail to create a sense of 3D and movement. So it's down to you how much you want to put in. All right. So in each gap here, there are some lines just towards the ends. They're long and then they come down so that they're thinner towards the middle. And then here there's some going round. I'm not going to put too many in, but if you want to, you can. It depends how many you want to put in. And keep them like nice thin lines, because they're not part of the main design. Just try and keep them a little bit thinner. When you come to use the liners at the end, I suggest just going down to a smaller nib size. But having said that, I very often forget to do that myself because I'm just in the throes of doing it. So really, I'm not even comparing. I am looking up, but I'm not being exact about what's on there. But you can see how that does, just that simple little change does kind of create that depth and movement in the design. Okay. And we'll put a few around the arm, around the hand here. And down here. And then I think we'll go to the hat, and basically you just want to be coming down and almost be like pulling lines down from the center like that, not really thinking too much. You can then do some coming up from the top, coming up to the top from the bottom rather. Okay, and then I'm going to come in and draw some other smaller lines in between, and that will just give some depth. Put them in different places. Don't be too uniform about it. Your eye will want to do everything all perfect and in line, but we know nothing is really like that in life. So don't do that. I am looking up at the picture as well. Really important key here is to be looking up at the picture constantly. Okay, so that is everything. Now the pictures that you get when you download the sheets, they are grayed out on the areas that we've already done. That's why you will see grey on some of these areas. Right, and now I've just pulled up the final picture that is finished in black pen. So we're going to do that quickly. I don't expect you to sit there and watch me do that, but if you want to, you can. But you can always fast forward to the end, whatever you like. But please, at this point, if you are still here, please do subscribe and click the notification bell, or at least please maybe comment or like, because that's how YouTube picks up on the algorithm and pushes my tutorials to be watched by other people. So I am a very small startup channel. I've only been going a few months, so that would help me very much. So I'm coming over my pencil marks. Literally, that's all I'm doing. So I'm using a 04 micron pen. I like these a lot. I normally would do 03, but it's died on me, so I need to go and get some more. So I'm going to do the bigger stripes in this 04. When we come to do the detail on the inside of everything, I'm going to come down possibly to a 01, we'll see, because I want to see the design outline as more of a thicker mark than the rest of it. Okay, so we're coming here, curving round, literally just going over what we've already done. And also don't feel afraid, I'm keeping my paper upright, which is actually quite tricky, but when you're doing things like this, please move your paper so that you can draw things like this coming towards you. It's much easier. and you can be more accurate if you're comfortable with the way you're drawing it. So actually I'm going to keep it like this now for you guys, just to show what I mean. Okay, so now I'm going to come in and draw the other lines that we did at the beginning and draw them in pen. In the this is in the 0.4 thickness micron pen. And it's really nice as well when you get that final lined design. You've rubbed all the pencil out and it just seems to just come to life. It's the best bit. So all of the sheets that I do, they are available either as a workbook that you can order off my website, which is linked below, or Amazon, which is also linked below, or you can get the downloads for free by signing up to my website, Heart and Design. That's HART and design.org.uk. And each time I create a new set, I send them out. So you won't get the set that's already gone out. If you want this one, you'll have to go to the community tab now on YouTube itself. But if you want to make sure you get them, best thing to do is to sign up on my website, and then I do a big email out with all of the new sheets on. But January and February I'll be doing all of my winter themed ideas. So if you come on every week, one of the new designs will be on there, starting from a level 1 up to a level 2. These are level 2. I did level 1 last week, which was that lovely hot chocolate drink design. So cute. Yeah. I think, decided what I'm going to do next time as well. So I'm looking forward to that. Be lots of fun. So I'm literally just going over the lines as they are, but I'm doing the main lines, not the detail lines. And it doesn't take as long because you've done the hard part. You've drawn everything out. You've got it how you want it. Don't forget to use the eraser. That's what it's there for. If you need to use it, use it. I try not to use it too much, but it doesn't really matter how much you use it. So I'm going to do the thick line for the ends of the fingers. These gloves have separate coloured ends on them. Okay. The tassels also I am going to do in the thicker one because that was an earlier part. I'm not going to colour it in with this pen. I am going to use a thicker marker pen for that, but I'm going to do the tassels because I do actually want to see them and how they overline. Whereas if we do it in like a thick felt, it will disappear. Those little tassels will disappear. Again, it's lots of little U's. Then we put the little circle underneath each one. It doesn't matter if you're not copying it exactly how you did it underneath, as long as you can see that it makes sense. And I would do, say, about 3 or 4 strands. Make sure they're overlapping on each tassel. They can overlap each other, it's fine, because they would be in real life. There we go. Right, so I'm going to move over to the slightly thinner pen now. This is 0.1 micron, and then you will see why, because it makes the outline sort of pop out, and then the detail look like the lesser part of the drawing. You know what I mean, don't you? My waffling. There we are. And then what we do after we've done the drawing of this, I show you how to use the outlines to draw in acrylics, paint in acrylics, paint in watercolour, but also how to colour them in markers, because I know there's quite a few people out there as colorists. You can also use my downloads as colouring pages, because I do give you the final design on a large sheet, so you can always just print that off and go off and colour in any way you wish. And you can also print them smaller and use them as little designs in your scrapbooks or your journals. That's what I think's good about these designs, is they're useful for things like that. If you like to do your own images as well in your journals and your scrapbooks. But of course you could also use it in your sketchbooks as a full art piece. It's up to you. You can also change them as well. I mean, I've given you the general idea of a design. You can go off and add things to it, take things away from it, change things. That's the joy of these. These designs are copyrighted to me, so you can use them as much as you want for personal use, but not for commercial, because obviously I use them myself for commercial reasons. Okay. These are my own designs as well. You won't see these anywhere, but of course I'm sure there's lots that are similar out there. I'm sure there are lots of scarf and hat designs, but all these are just my own, which is why I can offer them to you in so many different formats. Oh, here we go. I think my nib was not liking my heavy-handedness then. So I am literally just going over all of the lines that I've done for the detail. And it will really start to bring it to life. And you'll really be able to see the difference in the line thickness. How are you all doing, by the way? We have rubbish here in the weather here in the UK. It's literally rain, rain, rain. And for some reason we're still on a hosepipe ban in our area anyway, which is ridiculous because it's rained for about 3 weeks. Maybe they've just forgotten to take us off the hosepipe ban. Not that we need to be watering our gardens right now anyway, because they are pretty well watered. Okay, nearly done. Just going to do the gloves. Again, you don't even need to do this part. It's up to you how detailed you decide to go with it, really. Nearly there. Right, I'd say we're done. So now what I'm going to do is get the thicker black pen out, the number 1, and I'm going to come in and colour in the things that actually have some colour in. Now, of course, if you're going to colour this in, you wouldn't possibly colour them in black. We're just doing a black and white image. If you are actually colouring in, I would leave everything as it is. Do not colour in the black, because you might want to colour that in one of the colours that you choose for your design. I would suggest stick to about 3 or 4 colours for when you're colouring in, because if you do more than 3 or 4 colours, I find it gets a bit confused, a bit muddled, and not very pleasing on the eye. You don't want to have too many different colours in one design. You can have different variations of that colour, of course. It's important to have the values, because the values create 3D which I talk a lot about in my colour videos and my painting videos. So value, value, value is the key to good 3D-ness. Right. That's that done. I've done the circles. Right, so we've got more triangles here. There we go. Happy with that. More circles. And again, if you're going to be colouring, you can leave them and not do them black, or you can do them black if that's what you want to do. Now I'm going to colour in the dots here, but I'm not going to do the tassels. I like the tassels done in the thinner pen, I think I prefer that. So then we come over to this part and we just go over the circles ones and the triangles again. That's all we need to do here. And again, triangles. I'm actually going quite quickly for you guys, so you can go a lot slower and be a lot neater if that's what you're doing. Again, I did say you don't have to do the black. If you're going to colour it in, then you can use whatever you want. There will be a video released at the same time as this, probably, or close to this, showing you how to do that. Now, if you wanted to go over some areas in the thicker pen as well, if say you didn't like how it was outlined and you wanted it to be a bit thicker, then you can do that as well. Okay, so like this, but it's up to you. You know, you can play around with it however you want, but I'm going to leave it there because it is kind of done, but I love to faff about for ages and ages, so, and I haven't got time. Need to move on now to the acrylic and the watercolor and the markers, so I shall leave that with you. I hope you enjoyed that. Please, as I said before, do like, subscribe, comment, particularly click the notification bell, and that way you'll hear about the new videos as they come out. And don't forget to subscribe on my website, and then you can get all of those free printouts. Have a good day, everyone.